All right, so just to be alert that this session is being recorded for our internal use. So the purpose of this session, you will discover how to empower each other through personal development. And you will learn more skills about communication and leadership, as well as mentoring skills as well. And today we have our experienced speaker, who is distinguished Toastmaster Maria Victoria Ferrer. She is a past District 20 director in 2015-2016, covering 7 countries, including Qatar, UAE, Oman, Kuwait, Bahrain, Jordan, and Lebanon. She is also a past region advisor of Region 11, 2015-2016 for Europe, United Kingdom, Ireland, the Middle East, and Africa as well. Currently, she is a freelance communication, leadership, and presentation trainer. She is also a training consultant for International Academy for Intercultural Development in Qatar, teaching communication, presentation skills, drama, leadership, and personality development. So, dear fellow participants, please join me to welcome our special guest today, distinguished Toastmaster Vicky.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sharmanak. I don't like this type of, can we just do the regular applause instead of this? Because it looks like we're in the horror movie, you know, like
Yes.
we're scaring people. Anyway, with all respect to the keynote speaker, good morning, right? Where you're in morning time and it's evening time here in California. And I'm really very happy that at least I can see Melanie. I think I should really give her a big round of applause for attending this workshop, including my 2 guests. And of course, Sormanak was supposed to be there because he's going to be tiny. So thank you, really appreciate. This is going to be a shorter version of my mentoring workshop because this is going to be like a cozy talk by the campfire. Let's do it that way. Okay, we have another one. Toastmaster Tesuda, hallelujah. All right, yay. Thank you for attending Toastmaster Tesuda, you're welcome. Today we are going to talk about mentoring, which is a learning and growth relationship. And what is the first, I just need one word from you. What's the first word that you remember or that comes into your mind when you hear the word mentoring? Melanie, because you were the first one to come, you will be the first one I will be asking. One word, okay? Not a speech.
Development.
Development, very good. What about Sisuda?
I think it's about helping people.
One word. Helping people. Okay, we'll consider that. 2 words, helping people. What about Doris?
It's about coaching.
Coaching.
Yeah.
Coaching. Okay, perfect. Linda, I'm sorry you just came in, but I'm asking everyone what is the first word that they can think of when they hear the word mentoring?
Advising.
Advising, yes, good. Alicia, are you in the car or you're somewhere else that I can ask you? Say yes or no. No, okay. What about Subhadra? Are you there?
Knowledge.
Knowledge, very good. So all of these are very essential words in describing mentoring, correct? Because we all use mentoring outside of Toastmasters, within Toastmasters, at work, in the community, in the society, even within our family. We use mentoring. And this is essential for all of us. And what can we say about mentoring? What is mentoring? It's connecting two people where the experienced person provides support, encouragement, and guidance for a certain subject. So in our case, it's about guiding them in Toastmasters. And for me, I would categorize the one-way mentorship and the two-way mentorship. What do I mean by one-way mentorship? One-way mentorship is a senior Toastmaster or an experienced Toastmaster is going to mentor Melanie, for example. Melanie is totally new in Toastmasters. She has no clue what Toastmasters is all about, what the education program is all about. So I am there to guide her. That's the one way. However, and I have experienced a lot of that, there is such a thing as a two-way mentoring. What do you mean by two-way mentoring? I scratch your back, you scratch mine. I have a specialty that you don't know, and you have a specialty that I don't know. So for example, I had a mentee who was an IT advisor. He was really knowledgeable in IT, but he wanted to learn about public speaking, and he wanted to also learn more about how to go up the leadership ladder in Toastmasters. And so what happened was, initially, I was mentoring him for his public speaking skills, and then I found out that he was an IT expert. I started asking questions, and he started mentoring me. And so what was my benefit? My benefit was that I was learning more and more about a subject which I didn't know much about. So in mentoring, we grow together and we learn from each other. So one-way mentoring and two-way mentoring. Am I right, Alicia? Can you join now? Yes. Alicia is one of the best mentors. I could say that she mentors people from all over the world. She would virtually travel. She's from Australia, and she would virtually travel as far as South Korea, Bahrain, everywhere. And every time I ask her, Alicia, where are you? I'm here in Pakistan or Bangladesh mentoring. And probably we could ask her how this is her perspective about mentoring later on. Subhadra was my program quality director in District 20 when I was handling District 20, which was comprised of 7 countries: UAE, Oman, Kuwait, Qatar, Jordan, Lebanon, and Bahrain. And so she was also another mentor. And we in fact, this was the two-way mentoring. We mentor each other. And it was a very beneficial one. Right now, she moved to India, but we are still mentoring each other. We are in touch because we want to learn from each other. And later on, we will also hear her perspective on the two-way mentoring. So let me relate to you my story about mentoring. I'm not here to give you any theories or big words about mentoring. I want to relate to you my experience so that somehow you could say, oh, that could work for me. Oh, I think this wouldn't work for me. But I would like to hear Vicky's story. So first of all, when you are a mentor, you have to be passionate. You have to care for your mentee. I like it when my mentee will become better than me. That is always my goal. I don't like it when my mentee will be less than me, because that means I am not successful. And this is my belief, my personal belief. Recently, I rejoined District 116. I actually came from District 116, which is Qatar. It's actually the #1 district in the world for the last 2 years. And I believe that in this coming year, they will be again the #1 district. And when you were talking to people, like when I went to District 116, I did realize how much I have done by mentoring. And people would just come to me and say, "Oh, you know, you mentored me in this," and I don't actually remember because I've been a Toastmaster for 22 years. And in all those years, I just mentor from, with my heart and soul. And then I forget, because once I know that this person can stand on his own and be a mentor himself, then I move forward. And it is such a heartening thing when you learn or when you hear from people that you have mentored me. And as I said, sometimes I really don't remember. At this point, I'm a president of 2 newly chartered clubs in District 116 in Qatar. And one of them is an advanced club. It's called Global Improv and Storytellers. 16 of the 20 plus members are DTM. However, we still mentor each other. Every time we will be holding a meeting, 1 week before we all meet, all the role players meet and discuss what characterization we will take, what kind of discussion or how will you introduce your roles. So sometimes we overlook, when we know that we are already experienced, we overlook that there's still room for improvement, and there is still a lot of mentoring to be done. We have been doing that. Why? To maintain the high quality standard of the meeting. 2, to encourage the guests to become members when they see that the meeting is well prepared. 3, to encourage also mentoring. You see, when you are mentoring each other, the influence is so strong in each of us that we are also willing to mentor others, especially when we are members of other clubs. It's sort of like, oh, I want to do this. I want to do this in my meeting. In the other club where we have to meet a week before, we only meet for 30 minutes. It's not a long meeting, but we discuss, okay, so let's say the theme, in the last meeting, the theme was about Greece holiday. So what did the Toastmaster of the day do? She decided that she was going to be Helen of Troy, a Greek goddess. So she met with the role players and she said, "This is my plan. I'm going to be the Greek goddess. I'm going to wear the costume of Helen of Troy. And what about you, timer?" The timer says, "Oh, okay, I'm going to be the goddess of Athena. And what about the grammarian? I'm going to be this and that," and including the general evaluator. The general evaluator decided that she was going to be Athena. Yeah, Athena. And the other one was Athenius or something. So it was a well-organized meeting. Improv, we used improvisation skills. And it really went very smoothly. We didn't rehearse for what we were going to say. However, we used creativity. We don't use the manual, the manual of Toastmasters for example, for the A counter. My role is the A counter to count the ahms and ohms. And like, right, for 22 years, will I be saying the same words every time I become an A counter? So we encourage the members to be creative, to be imaginative, to use a different introduction of a role. Somebody introduced her role and she, as an A counter, and she called herself the Wizard of Oz. So she played the character of a wizard. And the guests, they're thrilled because, if the guests especially have been in the Toastmasters for a long time, They want something different. When you have been a DTM for 2 or 3 times, you want something more challenging. Therefore, mentoring is not only for the newcomers. Mentoring is for all Toastmasters. And this is really, for me, this is something very important. We connect with each other, we bond with each other, we influence each other, and we encourage camaraderie among each other when we are doing mentoring. So far, is there any question? Am I going too fast, or just give me a thumbs up if everything is good? Yeah? Great, great. So let's talk about this scenario. Is anyone a VP education here? No? All right. Are you a VP education, Alicia? So, okay. What kind of, are you also a VP education, Doris? Fantastic. So I will ask Alicia and Doris. Alicia, how do you introduce the mentoring committee in your club?
Well, we're a new club, so we don't really have one because we're an advanced club. So we haven't thought about it yet, but we will be having a election, like as part of our election and our committee, a changeover committee. We will be talking about that. So we've only been around for 2 months. So yeah, I think we will be. And
After listening to this talk, you definitely have to impose mentoring. Am I right? Great. What about you, Doris?
Well, I became a VPE in my second club just a month ago. So here they're not practicing mentorship. I want to introduce it. But in my home club where I started, they have a good mentorship program. Once you join, you are assigned to a mentor, and your mentor determines the speed you work with your speeches and all role-playing activities. So my mentor drew a 6-month program for me, which I followed. And within 6 months, I was able to complete up to level 3 of my speeches and participated in all the roles. So I'm here today to learn how I can implement this in my new club.
Fantastic, fantastic, Doris. And what I would say is, Sormanak, I can ask you, right? Even if you're tiny me. Sormanak, yes. What about in your club? How do you practice mentoring?
Well, because we are a new club, so we still learning from experience of the other old club. So basically, we have been asking for support, the mentor from other club as well. But right now we are recruiting from our own resource. Like I'm doing right now, I'm also one of the mentor of our members as well. So yeah, I think we just a baby and we still learning.
Very good. Well, we are all learning from each other. Tisuda, what about your club? How do they practice mentoring?
I was a VPE of the club, and I think my club should know more about mentoring, because I don't think our members know much about how to mentor it, and we have experienced like losing new members so many times after they just come in, and it might be because we are not really good at it, and some people who takes the next role, they will not they are not doing this really well. So I think this is a very important thing that we should do more.
Thank you, Tisuda. Linda, what about you?
In our club, there is someone who would be mentoring a new Toastmasters. Apart from the new mentor, almost everybody would help, especially our counselor or the advisor. Apart from the one who is really assigned, everyone will be just pitch in, help, and then share what are their experiences when they were first Toastmasters.
Okay.
Almost everybody is a mentor. That's why.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's good that everyone supports apart from the one who is really assigned.
And how many members do you have in your club?
Right now we are 25. We have 5 new members. Actually, in the past, we were like less than 50, but most of them did not sign up. Why? Because they would like physical meeting, but we cannot do that.
Yes.
So those who remain were the regular ones, and the new ones who really like the online platforms. Because for me, even me, I like the online platforms because I don't need to travel to the hotel and go there. Just come home after work, come home and then go to the computer, and that's it. We have the meeting. But for some, I don't understand why they don't like online, because they said, one, they are already having online the whole time, the whole afternoon, and they don't have the energy anymore to have a meeting online. So we cannot. So this is really the challenge, or these are some of the challenges of this very unprecedented pandemic.
That's true.
And that's
true.
With this pandemic, it's not only 1, 2, or 3 challenges. There are so many challenges.
So many. That's true.
That's why mentorship or mentoring is a part wherein we should all do it, because in our club, you can never tell who would come, because some, they are already good. Those you just have to tap them, and you just have to give them just a little bit of guidance. That's my experience.
Thank you, Linda. Very good experience. Melanie, what about you?
I'm a member of 2 clubs, and both of them don't have formal mentoring programs at the moment. I'm a former VPE, and I set up a mentoring framework probably about 5 years ago. But because a lot of the leaders aren't really, they don't enjoy structure, then they let it lapse. And I think the only thing remaining from the framework are 2 checklists, which are still used. They're on the website. In my other club, they're struggling with the leadership and the commitments. So they haven't really got mentors, because I think the leaders aren't even there regularly at meetings. So they wouldn't be able to support a full mentoring framework. So all I try to do is at meetings, help out, like what Linda said, tell people what they need to do if they haven't done it before and they don't know the answers to the questions. So leave it sort of up to the members. Otherwise, I'm everyone's mentor, and it's a bad position to be in if one person is everyone's mentor.
Yeah, it can be draining, isn't it? It can be really draining. Subhadra, do you have any experience about mentoring, since you were the program quality director? What was your mentoring program?
Good morning, everybody. Vicky Ferrer and myself, we have been associated for the past 21 years. The first time I saw her, I was in a contest and she came over as a guest. I was the timer, and I just joined Toastmasters, and I was the timer for that particular contest. She sat beside me, and I asked her to help me to judge the speakers and also evaluate. I still have some of her notes with me after 21 years. She has been a great mentor, not just to me, but to hundreds of Toastmasters in District 20, District 79, District 116, District 105, and even now all across the world. But then it is not, as she has rightly pointed out, it is not a one-way street. Both of us, we help each other. We help each other by mentoring and teaching each other. I have learned a lot from her, and in some small way, I'm sure she has learned from me also. In many ways, we help each other. As a leader at the club level, I have occupied almost all the 7 officer positions. And the best thing to do is, when you are mentoring, ensure that you speak to the person personally. If possible, You go to their house. Of course, now it is not possible, but you can Zoom and you can talk to each other face to face. Help them in speaking, help them in evaluation, help them even in mentoring, and also to take up any role, how you're going to go about it, teach them. That is what I learned from Vicky, and that's how you should go about it.
Thank
As a
you.
result of so many years in Toastmasters, I also have mentored many people, and many of them I don't recollect, but they come to me and say, you have mentored me in this particular way, and that really gives me a sense of happiness that I have helped someone. So
Thank you.
ensure that you are there to mentor. Learn how to mentor. Learn how to speak to a mentee. Encourage them. Give them a pat. Even if they do well, or even if they don't do well. Sometimes I made the mistake of directly telling them point blank, and that hurt them a lot. I realized my mistake, what I was doing, and then I changed my attitude. And that is also thanks to our speaker, Vicky. Over
Thank
to you,
you.
Vicky.
Thank you, Shubha. I just invited her maybe a few minutes before the meeting. And thank you, Shubha, and I really appreciate. Now let's move on. What are the steps to take in being able to implement the mentoring committee, right? The VP Education has to be totally convinced that there should be a mentoring committee, right? And if you are all there who are advocates of mentoring, you should pass a resolution that there should be a mentoring committee. It can be headed by the VP Education, or you can ask somebody else to be the leader of the committee, and then there will be members of the committee in mentoring. So usually when there are new members, right? The new members will ask the VP Education, can I have a mentor? Or the other way around, which usually happens. The VP Education would say, we will assign a mentor to you. Now, sometimes the mistake of the VP Education is this. You choose the mentor for the person. And what happens? The persons do not like the mentors.
Yeah.
But, right, Linda? Linda is
Yes.
agreeing. And what happens? The member leaves. Why? She cannot tell directly the VP Education, I cannot stand the mentor. The mentor is arrogant, or the mentor is not listening to me. You see, let's talk about different mentors later on, okay? So what I usually do in our clubs, right? I chartered 8 clubs, is I let the mentee observe. Let her come for 1, 2, 3 meetings, 4 meetings, right? And I or another senior Toastmaster in the meantime will take care of her. Nobody will leave her alone. But let her determine who she thinks is best. Now, who said you can only have one mentor? I have a mentor for speeches. I have a mentor for evaluation. I have a mentor for role players. So don't think that you will only be mentoring for speeches. How can the member perform the roles of a timer, of a grammarian, an accountant? Doesn't she also need mentoring? She needs it. No, I am a mentor and I will only mentor the first 3 speeches. That is what Toastmasters International says. But you're doing it half-heartedly. Might as well don't do it. If you don't want, if you're just abiding by Toast, because you see in the pathways, I can only mentor 3 people. I mean 3 levels of the speaker, and then I'm done. Mentoring is lifelong. I still have mentors who I have been asking from for 22 years. Sometimes I'm in doubt. I call several mentors. What do you think about my leadership, about this? It doesn't stop. International president-elect, right? You know her, the Canadian, Margaret Page. She's my mentor. And I'm not ashamed. She is so approachable. She called me the other day because I was organizing a gavel club. I said, Margaret, you know, the staff of Toastmasters International, they're telling me that the gavel club, you know gavel club, right? This is the junior Toastmasters, the Toastmasters for those who are under age of 18.
Yes.
So we are organizing one in the Middle East. So I told Margaret, because the staff in the Toastmasters International, I called them, they said, no, Gavel Club is not allowed to meet online. I said, what? Exactly, Alicia. I like that facial expression of yours. I said, what? So I messaged Margaret, I have a concern. You know, they're saying that Gavel Club is not allowed to meet online, but all the Gavel clubs I know from all over the world, they're meeting online. How else would they meet? In fact, they just held an international speech contest for Gaveliers just 2 months back. And how did they meet? Online. So she immediately called me and she said, Vicky, I will talk to the Toastmaster staff tomorrow. So it's all about just asking, just reaching out. If you are in doubt, ask. And you know that these new members are shy. They are embarrassed. They are probably even shy to ask anyone, can you be my mentor? Do you know what I do? I go to them. Can I mentor you? Huh? But aren't you busy? No, I'm not busy. I'm going to make time for you. I mentor them for the basic foundations that they need. And then when I know that they can be able to do it, and I ask her, do you want another mentor, a second mentor, a third mentor, so that it's good that you could be able to know more things from different people? Oh yeah, you know, I like Alicia. I'm going to, okay, then, you know, ask her. I'm sure Alicia from Australia, she will, you know, welcome you with open arms. And then you give her a choice. We give Toastmasters, the members, a choice. We do not impose, oh, you know, I'm going to let Sormanak mentor you. And this poor woman, I don't want a male. I don't want a male mentor. Sometimes, you know, culturally, there are some differences, like in the Middle East, like the women there, right? The Muslims, sometimes they're closed Muslims and they don't want men. So you have to take that into consideration, whether it is culturally allowed or not. But no, sometimes the VP education would just impose, oh, she's your mentor. Okay, so you contact each other. And then what happens? Nobody contacts each other. The mentor is saying, oh, I'm waiting for my mentee to, she should be the one to contact me. She's the one in need, right? And the mentee is shy. The mentee is embarrassed. Oh, you know, he looks like a big person. Why should I contact him? I'll just wait until the time comes. And they never contact each other. The poor member is at a loss. Every time he comes to the meeting, oh, I don't even know what a timer. And then he is assigned, do you want to be a timer? No, not this time. Why? Because he doesn't have a clue. Nobody's guiding him. And then finally, after 6 months, bye-bye. I don't want to be a member. Nobody's taking care of me. Correct? These are our clients. We are the service providers, the ExCom. And if we don't take care of our clients, this is what will happen. Members we will be having a club with the maximum of 8 members, just to say that we will be allowed by Toastmasters to operate. That's all we will get. Why? Because I believe that mentoring is a backbone of any club. If there is mentoring, as Linda said, they used to be 50, now they're 25, and it's still a healthy number. Why? Because of the emphasis on mentoring. Everybody helps each other. It's like an extended family. You know, if I can't help you, she can help you. And then you become at peace with each other. It's the bonding time that, hey, you know, I can go to Doris and, you know, I can ask her, Doris, what should I do with level 2 of visionary communication, for example? And Doris will say, oh yeah, let's meet. So yeah, first step, the VP education, but the members should be aware that they have a choice. They can choose their mentors. Step 2, once the mentor and mentee agree with each other that they like each other and they are willing to work with each other, they have to agree. The mentor has to ask the mentee, how can I help you? How do you want yourself to improve? And the mentee will say, you know, I'm very shy. I shake, my hands shake, and sometimes I get mental blocking. Okay, we can help you with that. What about the timings? When do we meet? Oh, you know, I'm free at these days and at these times. Yes, there always has to be an agreement. My first mentor in Jordan, I founded the first club in Jordan, and this was funny because this Filipina, she was so nice. She said, Vicky, can you read the Toastmasters magazine? And this was way back in 1998. I said, okay, I'll read it. And then she said, have you read it? Yes, I've read. Okay, can you join our club? Oh, okay, I want a network. I didn't know what it was all about. And then she said, can you be the president? Huh? How can I be the president? I don't even know. She said, I will mentor you. And you know what? She used to come. At that time, I didn't have a car. She used to come to my place to mentor me in communication and leadership. And that was the foundation of me wanting to pay forward because I had a good mentor. And this is what we should be able to practice, being the mentor with heart and soul, a mentor who's passionate, a mentor who wants his or her mentee to be better than him or her. If that is the framework, then we won't have a problem. And if we spread this within our clubs, within the members, it will be something that is worth looking into. Now, we don't want to drain everybody and say that, oh, Melanie, because you're such a good mentor, can you have 10 mentees? Melanie will say, excuse me, Vicky, right? Do you want me to have a life or not? Right? So that's not going to work. We have to delegate and we have to make sure that everybody is not overworked in mentoring, because instead of enjoying the journey, you will hate the journey, because don't forget we also have family obligations too and work. Right, Linda, you were raising your hand. Go ahead.
Like to share, because some of our mentors, they only ask 1 second tries, 3 times, the first 3 projects. After that, we're just lucky that they are very observant and we don't mentor them all throughout. They just need the foundation. Once you have relayed the foundation, you laid out on the table everything, on the 3rd project, they won't ask anymore. They will ask maybe just a simple question. After that, you are okay. We are okay.
That's good. But Linda, would you agree with me there are some DTMs who still need mentoring?
Of course, yes. Even sometimes the president, he needs mentoring too.
There
President,
you go.
vice president, all of the offices.
All of
Because
the
we do not know everything. We
Right.
accept, we say yes, even my mind say no. So what we do is to read as well. But for me, theory is very different from the actual
Practical.
hands-on.
Thank
If
you very much.
you are really doing it with the practicality of it, you will be able to understand everything. But if you will just be reading it, for me, it does not matter. There should be theory at least, and then you do it with practicality, and that's what it's
Yes.
all about.
I like that, Linda. There is a framework, but we use the framework according to the members and the club's needs. So for example, let's go back to the roles, right? A counter,
Yeah.
timer, how many here have been a Toastmasters for at least 5 years? Yeah. Okay. Alicia, when you describe the counter, do you use the same script that's given to you by Ralph Smedley since 1924?
Absolutely not.
Okay. So for example, can you introduce the counter? I say, okay, I would like, as a general evaluator, I would like to introduce to you our counter, none other than Toastmaster Alicia Curtis. Over to you, Alicia.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. Today, I will be completing the role of R counter. I'll be looking at the use of the lexical and non-lexical fillers. The lexical fillers are those words which are adjunct into a sentence structure. The connector words like and, or, so, you know, like, yeah. Whereas the non-lexical fillers are the words like and are. I'll be counting those throughout the procession of the meeting, and I'll report back at the end of the meeting to our general evaluator. I'll now hand back the stage and the virtual lectern to Distinguished Toastmaster Vicky Ferrer. There you go.
Thank you, Alicia. Isn't that more interesting? Instead of saying, I'm here to count the awesome, I've been listening to it for the past 22 years. Have you ever been attending meetings where you know and predict that what will happen? Because I've been Alicia would be in the same case, right? You can already predict what the speaker will say because they have memorized the manual of Dr. Ralph Smedley since 1924. and so let us be creative. This is aside, let us mentor our mentees to use their imagination. I don't even want to say, think outside the box. There's no box. Who told you there's a box? Think, be creative, right? Be imaginative. The timer, we had like a theme about Sherlock Holmes. And the timer pretended to be Detective Jones, where he had this magnifying glass with all his watches and all, and talking about timing every person that he is spying on. Now, isn't that creative? And people were like, wow, you know, this club is so unpredictable. We are learning. We are revolutionizing the club meetings. Why? I don't think Dan Rex or the executive board or Dr. Ralph Smedley had imposed on us to say the same words, same number of words, same sentences throughout our Toastmasters history for the next 20, 30 years, correct? So if we could include that in mentoring and changing the way the club is run, making it more exciting, making it more creative, making it not boring. We come from work, right? From 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the evening, and then we have a Toastmasters meeting. Everybody is so serious. They can't smile. You can't smile because, you know, you have to be serious and formal in Toastmasters meeting. And somebody changes the theme of Toastmaster of the day, and then somebody tells you, but you know what? You have to follow the script. You have to follow what Toastmaster said. You were way out of line. And that has happened in one district. Now, how can you encourage a member to continue her path if you are discouraging her and say, hey, follow the script, whatever it says in the manual, my role as a timer is that, that's what you should say. Who said that? Is it the Bible? Right, it's not the Bible, but this is what I'm saying in mentoring. Again, it's a backbone. Why? In mentoring, everything can happen. In mentoring, we can revolutionize the club meetings. And this is very important. Why did I choose the topic mentoring? Because I know that we can do a lot in mentoring. Now I can see the yellow. Let us do role playing. Are you ready for role playing? Okay. Yes. Okay. Now, Linda and Doris will be partnered. Linda is a mentee, right? She's very shy, she's embarrassed. And Doris is the mentor. Now, Linda was informed by the VP Education that you will be mentored. But actually, Linda, you can have a choice. Have a look. And after Linda's third meeting, she comes to the meeting and she likes Doris. So let's see. We'll give you 2 minutes, right, Sormana? We time them for 2 minutes. Let's see how they will connect and how they will be able to agree on the relationship of a mentee and mentor. So over to you, Linda and Doris. So probably Linda, can you start? Yes.
I am the mentee, right?
Yes.
Toastmaster Doris, may I ask a favor? Can you be my mentor? Because you see, I'm not so familiar with this Toastmaster thing, but I wanted to improve.
Why not, Toastmaster Linda? I'm happy to be your mentor, and I must congratulate you for making the choice to join Toastmasters. May I ask you your area of interest, the reason you joined Toastmasters, where you want to develop yourself better?
I want to be an excellent public speaker, but the thing is, it's hard for me to speak because if I'm already in front, I cannot think anymore. I experience mental block, but why? Because I've been very nervous. So I think you can help me with this, because every time I see you, you're very confident when you are in front and deliver your speech.
Okay, I'm happy to know that. I'll tell you that you made the right choice to join Toastmasters. I was once like you when I joined Toastmasters, but now I can say I'm better than I used to be. First of all, I would like to prepare you for your icebreaker speech. So I'll need you to prepare a speech where you introduce yourself to the members. Just 4-minute speech. Just be yourself. Pretend as if you are in your family house, because in Toastmasters, we are all family members. Are you ready for that?
Maybe.
I can take that for yes. I can see something in you that you may not be seeing. I know you can do it. So let's go. I'll give you maybe 2 weeks. I'll work with you, write a script, and send to me. You practice with me before you deliver in front of the members. I think that would be better. Are you ready?
Yes, I think so, because 2 weeks, that will be 14 days. Then I may be working every night. Then maybe after 7 days, I can send you. Then I practice first in front of you.
Sure.
Then I will deliver.
Good.
And book a slot with the VPE.
All right.
Will you help me book? Because even up to now, I cannot think if I will be really be booking. If you can help me book, then because that's easy speak as well. So hard for me to go to the internet. If you could help me do it for me for now, then tell me how will I do it, then
Okay.
I'll be the one to book later on.
All right, I'm here for you. Talking of Easy Speak, I think we can book a session where I can help you to know how to get around Easy Speak, because that is where you'll be booking your speech and other roles. You need the proficiency to improve in your journey. So let's start first with what we can do. We'll learn to overcome that. Okay? And knowing that in Toastmasters, we are not joking.
Thank you so much for the help.
Super. Thank you. Thank you, Doris and Linda. Thank you. Now we need feedback. Positive and points for improvement. Okay. Melanie, since you have been a Toastmasters also for quite some time, let us see the positive and the points for improvement.
I think the positive were the interactions, agreeing with the areas that needed development, and the encouragement that Doris gave, also sharing her story to say that she was also once in that same position. Points for improvement, maybe they were getting to it, but maybe an agreement on how often they were going to meet, and what was a good way to connect to each other. Was it email or phone or WhatsApp or Zoom or however they wanted to meet up?
Thank you. Thank you, Melanie. Visuda, what about you?
So for the positive side, I really like how Doris handle things when Linda feels a little bit hesitate of joining and delivering her first speech, but she's encouraging and put some empowerment to her. So that is my positive.
Thank you, Visuda. Excellent. Now let's move to another scenario where both of you are good in your skills, in your field. You found out this guy is new in Toastmasters, but he's a social media expert, right? And you want to build your business on social media, and you want to approach this person. You are the senior person, you're the mentor. So let's try that. Melanie and Tisuda. Tisuda is the one who is the social media expert, and Melanie is the mentor. You are actually offering your service as a mentor because you can see that it can be a two-way mentoring. Yeah? Okay. Lights, camera, action. Melanie.
Hi, Tisuda. Happy to help as your mentor. And I hear you've also got some...
Wait a minute. You are offering your service. She hasn't agreed yet that you will be the mentor. You are just going to volunteer. Okay, let's start from the beginning.
Hi, Tisuda. I understand you needed a mentor, and I'm happy to help you as your mentor, as a member of Toastmasters. What are you looking to develop, or what is your goal in joining Toastmasters?
Hi, thank you, Melanie. And I would like to join Toastmasters because I see a lot of potential speakers created by Toastmasters program, and I would like to be one of them. So I really love to develop my public speaking skills here with this effective program.
Have you started thinking about your first speech and how far or how fast you want to progress in the public speaking?
So I would like to start, but I feel a little bit nervous when it was my first time speaking in front of people, and that is my main problems that I would like to fix here.
Well, it's a great start to have first of all joined, and you'll get a chance to speak at every single meeting because you'll have either the table topics or you can volunteer for a role. So I think the first thing to think about is whether you want to work on the prepared speaking side, the 5 to 7 minutes, or if that's too big a goal for you and you want to work on the smaller assignments first and build up to the 4 to 6 minute icebreaker speech. But I think we would want to get you onto the speaking program, so we have a goal for you to work towards. So maybe what we can do is, first of all, work on what role do you want to start with in your journey?
So I'm actually working as a digital marketer, and that could be that could also benefit my work as a digital marketing expert as well. So if something that could help me build up my skills over that as well would be nice.
Digital marketing skills, that's very interesting. Thinking well, I think all of the roles could apply in some way. So maybe we start you off with the smaller roles in Toastmasters and we go through the list so you can develop skills. But we'd probably also be very excited to hear about your digital marketing work as part of your icebreaker. So maybe we can start working on your icebreaker speech to introduce yourself and your digital marketing skills to the club. And yeah, we'd love to hear a bit more about it because that's not an area I know anything about.
Great, thank you so much. I can see that Sormana has already showed the red. Amazing. I thought that we're going to have a short workshop because we were only a few, but I believe that we had maximized our time. I just like to have a short feedback from all of you. Can I have a feedback from all of you? How did you find the workshop in spite of the fact that there were only how many participants? 8, but 7, but these are quality participants. So thank you very much. Now let's start. Doris, feedback, please, about this workshop.
Wow, I'm excited to be here this morning. I learned a lot in mentorship, both for Toastmasters and in real life that I can practice in other areas of life because I mentor younger ones in other areas of life. I like the way you facilitated the workshop, the interactive session, making us to speak on the spot, the role-playing side. It makes it more effective and more real to apply to ourselves, not just to listen to you talk, but the practice, Yeah, I'm just feeling like a good mentor to Toastmaster Linda, who is my superior in my club.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, she's our director.
Okay, that's amazing.
She's one of my mentors. So
fantastic.
I'm mentoring her here now.
So here are the mentors who still want to be mentored. That's awesome. Yeah. Linda, your feedback, please. Thank you, Doris. Linda, your feedback. Oh, you're on silent. You're on silent.
I would second the motion because we had practice because the whole session you already gave us, as I've said earlier, I'm going to repeat, theory. You've given us the theory and then likewise the hands-on. As I've said earlier, if it is only theory, it will not be very effective. But because of the practicality of what we have done the workshop, it is much more effective. And it will be more impactful that we can remember everything because of that. Thank you for giving us this kind of theory and practice.
Thank you, Linda. Thank you. Tisuda, what can you say?
So thank you for the workshop today. It's very practical because we are all have a chance to share our experience and what we have seen from our real situation in our clubs, and also we have a chance to practice at the end, and that is a very good thing to try and see if this really happened to us, what can we do with this situation. So thank you so much.
Fantastic. Thank you, Tisuda. Melanie.
I agree with everything everyone else has said. The role playing was very powerful, and it's also remotivated me because I've had a very bad experience as a protege recently, and that's really put me off the whole mentoring idea. But now that I see some of the positivity behind it, I think I've been remotivated around it. The only thing that I would think of if you wanted an improvement is some sort of little handout, but I took lots of notes, so I don't need a handout.
I could send you the PowerPoint presentation I've made because at this point we're very few. I didn't want to use slides and all because then it would break the barrier between us. So yeah. I thought of it's like conversation by the campfire. That's what I thought. Right. Sormanak, you've been there. So what's your feedback on this?
All right, thank you, DTM Vicky. So I have learned a lot, even as a facilitator, but I've listened carefully because right now I'm also the mentor to support as well. So I have learned, for example, you mentioned that as a mentor, we want our mentee to be better than us. So that is the key takeaway that I think this is very powerful and to improve.
Thank you, Sir Manak. Shubha. Her real name, I call her Shubha. Okay, Shubha.
Nothing much to say. As usual, we always learn something or other. And it was interesting when I see new faces and they were doing the, action. It was something really good. And I did learn few points, which I can carry forward when I organize a mentoring workshop. Thank you, Vicky, for that.
Thank you, Shubha. And finally, my niece
Yeah.
from
Auntie.
another nationality.
I know.
Alicia.
Thank
My
you so much,
sweetest
Aunt.
niece.
Yes, thank you, Auntie, for allowing me to come today. I came to support Auntie Vicky because she wanted the support. So here I am as the support buddy, and I'm looking forward to you returning to the Middle East so that we can go Toastmastering all around the world again.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I think at this point, I would say that don't forget, it is a growing and learning relationship. It's not only our mentee that's growing and learning, we are also growing and learning. And we have to always look to the point where we pay forward, because this is the club's mission. We always want to provide a positive learning environment and make your mentee have that beautiful memories of the mentor. Just like me with my mentor, I had beautiful memories of her that it inspired me to be like her and to pay forward and be a mentor to those mentees and be a good mentor, effective mentor. So with that, thank you again for attending. I was expecting actually 20, 30 participants because I thought it was a big conference, but I realized when I asked Sormanak, is this the keynote speaker? And he said, yes. Oh, I said, okay, there are 47. So I started calculating, okay, I may have 6 to 8 participants, but you ladies and gentlemen are the best participants I could ever have. So thank you again for this wonderful
Thank you as well. We
opportunity.
learn a lot. Less is more.
Thank you. Thank
Hey,
you.
thank you, our distinguished Toastmaster Vicky, for your time and contribution and inspiration. We have learned a lot from you. And yeah, we are looking forward to see you again in the future and to learn more from you as well. All right, this is our session of mentoring, learning, and growth relationship. And we will start our afternoon session at 1 o'clock, and there will be another session like I drop the agenda in the chat box, you can see. So I think we can leave now for the lunch. Thank you,
Happy
everyone.
lunch.
See you. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye. Thank you.